Hi guys, it's Alston. In this video, we are going to learn about CloserCopy. Okay, that's it. Now let me get into the video. First, what is CloserCopy? CloserCopy is a content research, marketing and writing platform to help you to write content with AI. The reason I say marketing is even though you can write with SEO article or blog post descriptions and everything with CloserCopy, but they are heavily focused on copywriting or sales page writing or modules. So you will see so many additional features and functionalities which is geared towards sales copywriting. That's why they are CloserCopy, and that is what I'm going to show you right now. If I'm looking into the dashboard, you can see now I've just logged into my dashboard. Basically, you can create various folders within CloserCopy and manage all your articles inside that. For example, I have created a folder called weight loss. I'm just going to create a new article which I'm going to write with CloserCopy, or sales copy which I'm going to write with CloserCopy. Let's say, for example, weight loss diet, and I can also give comment if I want. Those are not used within the app itself, just for your personal preference. When you click on open, now it will open up a blank canvas for you. The first immediate thing I notice it is really well structured toward productivity in my experience. For example, when I want to write something, I want to keep the focus on the writing component, and you can see nicely how they are given the options, but it's just side on the sidebar. And also, whenever I open up any module, it's not opening up in another pop-up or moving into a different screen. I can interact with this module, and also I can interact with my main article anytime I want, which is I really like from a productivity perspective. Now let me get back here, and also we have the dark mode option also. So if you are interested in having a dark mode application, you can use that. Basically, when it comes to CloserCopy, you can have the header component is where HTML formatting is available for you, where including you can set different elements, H2, H3, all this stuff, change the font, and also you have various other HTML formatting. Pretty basic, you can understand it yourself itself. The main thing, it do have undo option here. You can also use a keyboard shortcut when it comes to undo or redo also here. The main core functionalities of CloserCopy is located on the sidebar, where I'm going to go one by one in the example so I can show you all the important features into it. First, Compete. Compete is a new recent addition to CloserCopy, where it helps you to do a research on top ranking web pages for a keyword, or you can directly give a URL to the Compete module, and it will automatically extract all the H2s, their text component and everything, and give you meaningful insights on it. You will understand once I given a sample data for it. For example, in this case, I'm going to give an example keyword. Let's say weight loss diet foods, and I have the option to change language here also for the research component. I'm just going to click on English. Now let me wait for it to load. Typically it will take 1 minute. Okay, now it's finished. It took around 1 minute for me. Basically what you are seeing is the top ranking web pages. When we entered this keyword, it shows me the title, it shows me the total number of characters they are used, words they are used, paragraph, sentence. I would also love to see average module here based on all the top results here, so I can get easy idea on how much should I write if I'm writing for SEO. And also I can see all the data, such as all the different heading sections available within all these modules. For example, it shows the H2 titles for which is containing within this article. You can see the link is also shown here. I can go to that link directly, and basically what it shows, it shows the total outline for that article. The thing is, one I didn't like that I can't just add this particular section into here. For example, what it does, it when I click on it, it shows the inside article section also here. So if I want just an heading, if I click on that, it's not just going to transfer the heading, but it also going to transfer all the content within that heading also. So those are the options which shows all the different heading sections, and I can automatically add all the headings in one click as an outline, which might be good, but not for all the cases. And if you want to add every single h2 including all the text, you click on add text content. It will basically copy paste that entire article into this section. So that is what it does here. I would love to some improvements on just copy transferring the titles, and also bit more input on average content here as well. But considering it's on beta, by the time you might be watching this video, it might be implemented. If I go into questions, now what they are doing is they are essentially trying to bring all the questions which they can identify within that content. For example, you can see within that WebMD content, they were able to identify 2 different questions which you can use it. Similarly, you can see all the questions for all the different sections. And if I go into stats, now I'm able to see any statistic or percentages which they are able to identify within the content pieces, especially whenever I think they see percentage mark or numbers, they might think it's as a statistic, which will be really useful for you if you are writing any research or you want to have a data source. But do check out the source URL to get the direct URL. You always may want to make sure the data is correct, and it might be useful for on sales page or copywriting also. Insight is where now they have tried to integrate more content marketing or SEO oriented modules data also into CloserCopy, where when you click on keywords, they have keywords for each single which is ranking. When you click on keyword, it automatically tries to identify the most used words or phrases within that particular web page which is currently ranking. For example, you can see it shows that these are the words which are most used. So I can ideally try to match up, or I can try to create sections. I know what are the important things I need to talk about it. And this 0% basically means you haven't written anything. So when you start writing on it, it will show your percentage compared to your competitor. So that is what you can do. You can also filter this keyword if you want. And if I go into clusters, now rather than showing all these keywords in one single list, it tries to find common words or group them based on their focused or intent of the search group. For example, let me wait for this to finish so I can show you example. And you can see it has finished. Basically now it will try to find common words, and automatically you can see now in this section it mainly talks about diet and meals here. And if I go down, you can see it categorizes by calories here, so I can get an idea. If I go down, it's now nutrition and weight loss friendly. You get the idea. Basically they try to group all the keywords which they find on different intent, and to include gives us, for example, if I'm writing something on, let's say, calories, I can come here and see all the keywords which I'm seeing from calories. But I also wish they have a common for all the different articles here, as a rather than going one by one. I would prefer to see that, and I also would prefer a bit more SEO depth, but also that is not the focus of the tool. But let's see how they move forward on completing the beta. So that is complete. If I go into compose section, compose is basically like automatic AI draft, where they have given option. For example, you just enter whatever the keyword you want to do, weight loss, diet, food, and select the language you want and click on search. Now what it will essentially do is it will search, try to find headings, sections for this keyword which might be helpful. I do find this interesting, but to be honest, I lose a lot of control when I'm using this module, because it will suggest me all the different titles, but there is no option for me to add my own section here. And also, for example, if I click on expand, now it will show me if there's any subsections which is able to identify. For example, you can see it is here, this is something relevant, so I can remove it if I want, and based on that I can do it. but I lose a lot of control. I am still not sure on how can I control this to get the most relevant data for me. For in this case, let me see, I don't want any single one of this is not interesting for me, and for sake of video I'm just going to keep it here. I can also expand this, but I do lose control because I can't add my own sentences h2, and also I can't edit these things. So that is what it's showing me here. And once it's done, and also for example sometimes it does not identify any subsections within here, that's why it didn't show anything here. So once you the core concept is, once you got this concept idea, now when you click on compose, rather than going one by one doing it manually, they are automatically going to research every single outline or the title which I've just mentioned on the wizard, and going to showcase all the text which they found and automatically create a draft for you. Let me wait for it to finish. Okay, now it got completed. It literally took around 5 minutes for me to finish this section for it. For example, based on the sections I gave, it automatically generates 796. But the most important thing, I won't personally use it because I'm not a believer in auto draft without giving any intent to AI writer, because it might be suitable for you, but this does not make sense. For example, I don't have control over it. When I lose control over AI writing, it automatically gives me unrelated or basically gibberish content for me which I can't use, but maybe it might be suitable for your keyword or your title which you are giving. But based on whatever we written, they have given the text which are, it's perfectly fine, but you lose intent and you lose control over what you want to write. So you can create auto AI draft through basically using this section. You can see all this different. I'm not sure why this came out. Did I enter that? I'm not sure. So that is what the compose section does. Basically it gives you an option to create auto draft basically, and it's also on beta, so I think maybe they might improve it on future. Frameworks is where it automatically have all the different formulas or snippets of controlled AI component to specifically say, okay, this is the output I'm looking for. This is not open-ended, or I'm not just using AI to create content based on what I'm writing here. I'm just going to give them an input and ask it to generate content specifically following that formula or following that instructions. Basically they have so many frameworks right now. I'm just going to read out the name: IDA, Creative Idea, BAB, PAS, Google Ads, Outline, Titles, Introduction, Conclusion, Bullet Points to Paragraph, Paragraph to Bullet Points, Challenges, Interview Questions, Introduction, Outline, Guarantees, Subject Line, Opening, Call to Action, Headline, Helpful Tips, Myths, Catchy Name, Episode Description, Headlines, Name, Description, Benefit, Bullet Points to Paragraph, A or B, Answer the Question, Answer the Listicle, Poll Answer, Q&A, Topic questions, sarcastic answers, Amazon, book, movie, product, restaurant, service, title, meta description, Instagram bio, emotional, in LinkedIn bio, LinkedIn post, hashtag, story brand, explain paragraph, rephrase, improve, step by step, hook, opening, ideas, channel description, and video description. Basically all these modules are available for you within framework, and also you have various filter options. So if you only want to focus something related to SEO, you can do that, and you can control rather than scrolling through every single one. In this case, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some title for weight loss diet. So I can go click on something and I give the keyword here, for example weight loss diet, and obviously I have the option to have the control for output and also creative. Let me keep on 4 and click on write. Now ideally I'm asking CloserCopy to just focus on the keyword which I've just entered and give me some title suggestion. For example, you can see these are the title suggestions I'm getting. Let me see if I can find something suitable for me. Let's see. Let me pick this just for example, and now I have the title for the article. I'm going to put this as h1 and I can automatically save it as article. Now let me see how I can generate an outline for this article. I'm going into outline and now I'm going to give that title as the outline, and I can control this. In this case, I'm just going to leave default and see what is happening here. uh, Let me wait for it to okay, this is outline. So you can see it automatically brings up different outline, although not perfect. So for example, I put 12 and it didn't understand where I'm asking 12 different outline. Basically shortly AI does understand this bit more, but you can copy paste this and create your outline as you want. So basically it gives me different outline. I can copy paste this, or I can just add the entire output which I'm feeling this really does look good. For example, let me pick one of here. Let me just, for this example, let me put here. Now I have the outline here. Basically you can regenerate it, you can reuse different keywords and everything to get the outline as you like. For example, then all you need to do is just making sure to add this as h2, so we can have a proper formatting and everything. Now start writing here. So all these things are available here. Similar to that, you can keep on writing different stuff just from one sales copy side of view. Let me show you how you can generate a past, which I use a lot. For example, product description is something like Alston weight loss, something like that, and best way to lose weight. Let's see whether that works. Click on write. You basically give the product description here and it tries to find something for you. Let's see. It's basically, when it comes to AI, it's more of testing and seeing what is it's giving here, and it should be pain or problem, agitate, and solution. Basically best way, and you can see this is a past all are three. That means the first one is the pain section, second one is the agitate section, third one is the soul section. This is really good when it comes to sales pages or introduction paragraph. I can craft a really good introduction paragraph with past when I from my personal experience. So that is what framework does, and all you have all the different models from questions answering to improving paragraph to bullet point. I am not going to test every single one out because that will take too long even for an in-depth analysis video. So that is what the framework does. Now I'm going to show you long form. Well, now it's open-ended. Rather than making the AI restrictive, we are giving control based on what we are writing here, what is the text we are writing, asking the AI to finish a thought or go and write more for us. For example, we can give a content brief to have a bit more control over here, but I'm not going to do it. I also have that control over the creative aspect of it, output length or perspective, and also the context relationship also. In this case, you can either click on just write to complete, which I don't recommend, but I'm just showing you guys you can do that also. The reason I don't recommend this is because rather than giving it a intent, when you give, it might write something relevant, or most of the time it might lose the intent and start writing something else where you don't want it. For example, just clicking on it, it wrote something, it might be relevant for my article, but there is no intent, there is no way for me to control the output I want. What do I suggest is, let's say for example, never eat dinner late. Let's say for okay, let me do this. How long should you eat breakfast? Let me do this. This makes much more sense for me. Let me make this as h2 just for formatting purposes. Never eat dinner late. When it comes to weight loss, the reason you should not eat late, because you can see I have something to write, but I haven't finished the thought. I gave the AI intent because I'm looking specifically for a reason to eat the dinner. When it comes to weight loss, you should not eat dinner late. I forgot that. And now I'm going to give the intent and I'm going to ask AI. You can click on button or click on control plus enter or command plus enter depending on which operating system you are using. Now you can see now it have more intent. For example, let me read it out. When it comes to weight loss, the reason you should not eat dinner late because when you do, your body produce more insulin. This is a hormone which can cause your body to store any extra, and it just goes about. You should fact check what AI is writing because we are not sure, but you can see it understand the intent. For example, let me do one more before moving forward. Because if you do not, the risk is, and I'm just giving another thought, it asking you to complete that. So whenever you have the control, if you want more control, I would suggest limiting the creativity output and increasing the context, and depending on that you can change around in a bit and based on whatever the thing. For example, because if you do not, the risk is you will begin to feel hungry again 20 minutes after you eat. And this will, now you can see AI correctly understand my intent, what I'm looking to get as an output incomplete. This is the reason I prefer having control when it comes to long form rather than using just auto draft, because I can fine tune this article and I can use AI for much better potential. So that is how you use a long form feature of CloserCopy, which is almost hidden to be honest, which is the right click context menu, where whenever you write something, when you highlight a piece of text and click on right click on your mouse, you will be presented with this context menu where you can create a writing based on AI, fine tune it, rephrase it, summarize it. GPT-3, I haven't tested this still. I am still not sure what is the difference between these two. I will clarify in the description. And you also have the translate option also here. For example, if you want to rephrase something, highlight something, and let's say I want to rephrase this. So I just right click, choose what you want to do. For example, let me wait for this to finish. And you can see it has automatically rewritten it. Similarly, you can keep on doing when it comes to AI writing. For example, let me select this, click on this, and now AI will write based on the selected text which I have created right now. Let me show that as well here right now. And you can see it automatically expands this based on the input we do. Similarly, we have all the different, we can summarize 1000 text, and also we have the translate options also available. For example, from English I want, let's say, translate to French, I can do that also. So that is the context menu of CloserCopy. Wizard is where it is automatically a series of steps. They have created some templates for various sections of the article. Basically, you can click on any of this. For example, I want to create an email. It automatically works as a search and replace functionality where they have a solidly created template. You can just change the words, some text, and immediately get a really well written sales copy or a template. That's the highlight. For example, now that subject, it shows the importance of the subject, and whenever it is highlighted some word, that means we should personalize that depending on our use case. For example, push quick question about your accounting company or something like that, and go to next. Now it will be showing me how to open up the email conversation. I can change the name, let me put a different name, and I saw you are working on a accounting software. This is going to be a boring example for you guys who loves accounting, right? Amazing job. I really like the emotion intelligent feature. I really like the profit loss feature. Let's go with that and click on next. And again, another one is coming. Make accounting ads, I'm not sure, and just I'm not going to touch that. Go to link, and if you want to learn about my accounting service or something like that, you can see finish, and based on that it will create output for you. You can see this is the section I put the cursor in between the text. So basically you can see this is the text it gives me. I am not a big user of these wizard stuff, something like that, but if you want to have some guidance when you are creating this, these might be useful for you. These are all the modules as of now which is available for you under wizard section. Let me close that and remove this section. Let me keep it like that. And libraries where are data source collections basically. For example, when I go into templates, it automatically, when I showed you wizard, now it showed me all the templates in a different format. For example, I do want to write some sales letter here. As I mentioned, they are focused on copywriting, and I can select various different stuff. I can click on ultimate. To be honest, I'm not a big sales copywriter or something like that. I'm more of a SEO guy and everything. That's why I lack a lot of knowledge when it comes to copywriting and everything. And basically this shows the brief description and also gives me all the component I should ideally have in my sales or copywriting page. For example, when I open up the headline, it gives me the importance of headline and gives me all the snippets of headline where they have. We can, for example, if I click on preview, it shows this is a good headline, but I need to highlight change whatever the highlighted stuff, because that will depend on the product or the service you are planning to sell. So you can see all the different modules available for you. You can click on preview any single one to create the headline stuff better for you. Similarly, you can also see all the other section. If I make it close down, there are other stuff like solution, benefits, guarantee. If I open up guarantee, it gives me an introduction and some templates for me to use. Let me close that out and let me show at least urgency perhaps, and you can see all the urgency stuff which is available, and I can preview it and it will show what are the things I need to change, and all these others are generic. You can choose, just use it as that is that. So that is what templates basically does when it comes to library. It gives me all the different options on whatever the templates, and I think they will personally implement more templates as they go on because they are focused on copywriting. Thesaurus, no explanation necessary. If you find a word where you are looking to see is there any other ways of saying, basically a thesaurus will give you similar set of keywords for whatever the word you inserted. Let me see, it is coming up. It's taking too long to see the thesaurus. No result. Okay, so if there's any word for it, it will show you on thesaurus. Words is where it will have a list of words and show what is the intent for it. So for example, when you're writing sales copy, again focusing on sales copy, you need a word to be associated with happiness. Then they do show us what are the words you can do based on feeling. They have grouped different words. Again, no experience for me, but sales copywriter, or they might see the importance of it, or they show us based on different feelings. And also they do have a list of sensory word also. For example, let me show that also. You can see 627 words are currently there in the database, and this is what it shows. If I go into the backups, it's simple. It automatically periodically save the data. So if you want to recover anytime, you can do that. Option is available. And inside is where like summaries. For example, I have written something. Again, sales copy. Do you want to analyze the emotions of that content you have written? Click on emotions. Now it will highlight the emotion and say what is the sentiment it has. For example, this as neutral. But for some reason I'm not able to make these stuff work. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but these are not working. Maybe bug or something like that. But these also should show the percentage. So that is what emotion does. Sentence improvement. Let me go through the sentence improvement, and you can see it analyzes every single sentence and shows all the sentence before that cursor and automatically shows the importance. And if I go into insight and go into density, now it will analyze the most used words within my content and show these are the most used single word. And if I take it two words and click on check. Now it will check for the most used two word combination, and if I go four words, now it will show most words on the four words combination. So that is what density does. And if I go into inside spam, I'm not sure how they are calculating, to be honest, but they do say 1.1. I don't find this useful without any explanation or anything like that, but there is a feature, but basically I'm not sure how they are calculating or how this can be useful for us without any insights on it. So that is spam. Voice is where they will analyze whether your text contain passive voice, because especially when it comes to writing content or copywriting, always we try to be inactive, but so if there's any passive voice sentence, they try to do that and show the examples where you are using it, so you can optimize it. Basically those are all the important features of CloserCopy. You also can control the text output. For example, for all this video I was using English to generate output. They do also support all these various language where they will generate the output using English, and they will use currently they are using, I believe, DeepL to translate the content into these languages. So there might be some inaccuracies, but these are the language which they are currently supporting. They also have an educational section. If you click here, you can read through all these things. So basically that is my in-depth review on CloserCopy. I hope you understand all the features right now available, and it's a developing product, which means new features might be get added or current existing features might have some modification into that. If you have any questions, do let me know. We also have the founder in our community. He is answering all the questions and doubts, and I've been receiving so much positive and good feedback about this product. That's the reason I was testing. Obviously I need to test more on writing, do comparison to do a full analysis, but I've been only testing this product for last couple of days, and I wanted to create an in-depth analysis for you guys. Hopefully that this video was helpful, and I will see you guys in another great video. Until then, take care and stay safe. Cheers.